Listening in here on Between Us, Jade and Lindsay, they spill the tea. Laughter, tears, unscripted reality. Between us, life's a wild ride. Between us, no secrets inside. Yeah, it's time for Between Us. Come on, it's time for Between Us.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome. Another episode, but some of you may have noticed that we posted on Friday this episode. And
this episode we're recording as we speak.
The one I'm speaking on right now, and you are as well. We are doing a big schedule change. We will now be posting these on Fridays instead of Mondays. We just felt like Mondays can be busy for a lot of people, and so they might not see the podcast or get around to it. We felt like Friday's a great day. You could put on a podcast while you're mowing the lawn, while you're weeding, while you're folding laundry, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so expect these every Friday. We'll be posting them first thing in the morning.
Cool.
Okay. Awesome. What happened this last week?
It was Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Yep.
We went up to Park City, went to a brunch at this restaurant called The Overlook. It was a buffet.
Oh, you're going to name them?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. Go ahead.
It was a buffet, which meant all you can eat. So they had prime rib. They had some honey glazed ham.
Omelet bar.
An omelet bar. They had breakfast and lunch. And they had their dessert bar was also insane. They had tons of donuts, candy, macaroons. I don't know.
Macarons?
How do you pronounce it, Harry?
Macaroons.
I feel like you would know. Harry
he doesn't know.
I've heard people say macaroons or macarons.
Macarons?
Are they different? I think macaroons.
Oh, we're going to color with the crayon.
Jaden, really?
Oh, Meg and
what
I always fight about.
Harry just said it's macaron because it's named after the French president.
Oh, so you go to an Italian restaurant and you're like, I would like the
Jaden,
fettuccine.
Why are you getting so heated over this? It's just the name.
I don't know, guys. Google says it's macaron.
Jaden, and he's over here
There,
like...
Listen.
Macaron. Oui. Let's hear it, Taylor. Okay.
Macaron.
Like she knows.
The only reason I thought it was macaron was because we watch a lot of cooking shows, and that's usually how I pronounce it.
Oh.
But I like to say macaroon.
Anyways, we booked the buffet, and we drive up there, and it was kind of confusing on how to even get to the restaurant.
Yeah, it's in a hotel, or is it a hotel?
Resort.
Oh, yeah, it's a resort.
And so we finally find it, and then they're like, oh, come with us. And the girl sits us down, and then we're just sitting there. And like at a buffet, or like if you go to Tucano's, or like anything like that, you sit down, and then what happens first? What happens first, Taylor?
At a buffet?
Yeah.
You sit down,
and what happens?
Someone comes and says, what up?
Yes. The waitress or waiter will come and be like, thanks for coming in. What can I get you a drink? Great. While I'm getting those, feel free to enter the buffet.
Yes.
What are you doing on your phone?
I just need to text our garage code real quick.
What the heck?
Lindsay.
Okay, I'm trying to do it sneakily, and I couldn't. Anyways,
The cameras are rolling right now.
What
There's
are
no
you talking
skipping.
about? We're literally recording. All right, we're getting a phone lock box.
Anyway.
Jeez, I know. I look at her. She's just like.
I was trying really hard to
She's just like
pretend
this.
like texting.
You can keep that in,
But we
Taylor.
sat down.
Because I want Lindsay to be shamed.
We sat down and waited and waited and waited
And no one came over.
So then I went up to the hostess that sat us because I didn't really see any waiters anywhere. And I said, hey, we're just confused. Like, do we just get up and go start getting stuff? Or are there waiters that are going to come to our table? And she was like, oh, yeah, you guys can get up and go. The waiters will just be around if you need them. So I was like, okay. So we get up and we get our food. But then we're seeing all these other people with drinks at their table, like orange juice or soda.
Yeah.
So we were just very confused.
It was very confusing. The whole time we were like,
Yeah.
is there a drink bar? Like we have to go get our own drinks. So I went and walked around looking for drinks. And yeah, it was just weird. And then at the end, we're just sitting there. We finished our food. I'm like,
yeah, we were like, how do we do it? Do we pay up front? So we asked another
We had to
person.
ask.
We said, do we pay
Do
up
we
front?
pay up
They're
front?
like, oh no, we'll bring you your bill. So then some random
guy we hadn't seen the whole time comes over, is like, "Yeah, are you ready?"
Yeah, and we're like, yes.
Yeah. And then as he's walking away, one of the other ladies that was a waitress grabbed the guy that brought us the bill and was like, "Did you ever get them drinks?" He was like, "No." And she was like, "Why not?" "Oh, I didn't know that was my area." She's like, "I already told you that was your area." So they had a little argument. And then she came over and was like, "I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I mean, drinks, we do charge extra," which is crazy for the
But
price.
I mean, right. But I mean,
She shouldn't even have said that.
Yeah.
I know.
She should have just said,
It was
oh,
awkward.
she should have just said, oh, sorry. Like, we
She
do.
should have said, "Oh, well, knock it half off."
Yeah.
So did you even ever get water?
That's
We-
it.
Yeah, we had waters that
At least
were
you had
already
water.
there. But it was just weird because I think when we got up to get our food, I think
That was another thing. So we come in and they give Lindsay a rose, right?
Yeah.
And they sit us down and they
there's
put
silverware and waters there.
So then we go up to get our food, and when we come
Come
back,
there's nothing on the
they
table.
took the rose and the silverware away.
And
So
our
there's
drinks
nothing
and our water.
and our water.
So then they had to bring us out new stuff, and I never got my rose back. So it was fine. The food was good. I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it would have been fine if someone knew that we were there and we were their table.
You should just leave a review. You don't have to destroy
no,
them.
Lindsay put a business out of business.
I did not put
With
a
her
business
review.
out of business. A lot of people viewed my review. That business happened, and they're just a hot mess, that business. So they happened to go out of business recently.
Just all you need to do is leave like a, hey, this was okay, like it was fine, but this happened.
I know.
I'm not trying to destroy them, but
I know. It was weird.
Yeah, but the chef was nice.
The chef was great. If the chef sees this, which I doubt anyone will see this, but if you see this, you were amazing. He helped me. So I was like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm dairy free. Can you help me find something to eat?"
It was funny though because it was like downstairs when we got on the elevator. Fletcher's been on elevators before, and it was only down one floor. But the elevator starts going, he drops to the floor and starts screaming.
Yeah, he literally had his arms and legs spread out. And was just like,
And it was like a 2-second elevator ride.
Yeah. But yeah, Mother's Day was good.
Yeah, it was good. We went to the cemetery.
Yep.
Visit Royce Boy, and there was tons of people there.
Yeah, there was. Playing baseball.
Yeah. Yes.
Cops was chasing a guy on a bike.
Yeah, there was a guy on a bike.
But yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anyone likes visiting
Yeah.
the cemetery. But it's like, it's good because you get to sit there and like reflect and like think about him, but it's just hard.
Yeah.
Like knowing that's where he's buried and whatnot.
Yeah, and I know we talked last week about how we weren't sure if Fletch thought that Royce was the headstone. Because that's all he's like, no. See, we have pictures, obviously. But usually when we go, we'll be like, that's your brother. That's Royce. So I think sometimes he thinks like that is Royce, you know? So we said, that's your brother. And he goes up, I want to give him a big hug. So he gives the headstone a big hug. And then we have a little like engraving of Royce on there, and so he leaned down and gave him a kiss, and then he backs up. It just says Royce is sleeping, and I just lost it.
Yeah, that was sad.
It was really sad because like I feel like he understands, but he also doesn't at the same time. So
Yeah, that's him like trying to understand like,
yeah,
well, why is he here?
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Because like we have pictures of him at our house, and it's like
Yeah.
so. But it was funny because the engraving of Royce, he's held by Jesus in the engraving. He goes, "That's Royce, and that's Dad."
We're like, uh-huh.
Yeah, that's Dad. Anyways,
Yeah.
it was a nice day.
It was nice. I hope you had a good day.
I did, thank you.
Yes.
Jane bought me a tattoo.
Yes, I did.
That's what I asked for.
I know. I just texted one of Lindsay's tattoo artists, and we do some consulting with her for her marketing. But I was like, "How do I book this for Lindsay?" And she's like, "Just pay the deposit.
Yeah.
I'll book with her." So, what are you gonna get?
I am getting, so if you look at her page, it's Tragique Tattoos.
Yep.
She does very amazing classical art tattoos, and she specializes in like faces. So I want to get one depicting grief, specifically depicting grief over child loss, and I wanted to incorporate marigolds because that's the October birth flower for Royce, and it's also significant to us just because Royce loved cocoa, and that's the flower that they use for Day of the Dead. So
Do you have any marigolds tattoos?
I don't. My sister has a couple though, because we were also born in October, and I designed a Royce tattoo for her before I started getting tattoos. So, but I don't have any marigolds.
Yep. But yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah.
I mean, our hearts go out to all the different types of moms.
I
You
know.
it's-
Yeah.
A lot of times can be hard because it's either your mom or you're trying to become a mom, or maybe you're a mom but your kids live far away. Like there's just a lot.
There's
that I
a
feel
lot,
like
yeah.
That day that can really hurt. So.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't really think about that until something happens, you know, whether you lose your own mom or you lose a child or you have like a strained relationship. You just don't really think about that, you know, how that might affect other people on those types of
No,
days,
it's
you
true.
know?
Yep. But I love you.
I love
You're
you
a
too.
great mom.
Thanks.
Okay, what else we got, Taylor?
Did you mention the new songs on the pod
Oh,
already?
no, we didn't. Man. We've been singing them songs. So you probably noticed new intro song. We also have a nice Settle Our Debate song. And then the outro song will be different
Every time or?
each week.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And it'll be different genres. So one week it might be emo. Next week it might be Motown.
Okay. I like it.
I don't know. It's been fun putting that together. What do you think, Taylor? I know
Yeah.
you were editing it.
Yeah, I love all the songs, and they're all stuck in my head. So
Yep, it's been fun. Was there anything else?
did you talk about Strap Tank yet?
Yeah.
Freaking Strap Tank.
Come on.
What happened at Strap Tank?
I got sick.
Oh, well, that's what I said on our way there. Jaden said, let's go to Strap Tank. And on our way there, I said, are you sure you want Strap Tank? Didn't you get sick last time? He said, yeah. And we get there, and the only thing you can have it on the menu is steak. But we think Jaden has also developed an allergy to steak. So there's nothing on the menu that he can have there.
Yeah, I was so sick.
Yeah.
I literally was dreaming that my tummy hurt. And then I woke up and was like, oh, frig, that's real life. And it was like 2 a.m. And then I went to the throne until like 4.
I didn't even notice.
You never do.
I was sleeping so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like worried that I'm allergic to red
Just-
meat.
Yeah, I know. It has, well, it was pork for a minute, but I feel like pork's fine now. I don't know. Who
What's
knows?
happening?
We're gonna have to feed you like mush.
I know.
Mush. Just a
Yeah.
slop bucket.
But listen
Yeah.
to this. I've been telling everyone this because I thought it was so crazy. We watched this documentary about your gut health. And there was a girl on there that was similar to Jaden, where she started kind of being allergic to some things and then she couldn't eat a lot of things. Anyways, you have to watch it to find out what they're all about. But there's this, like, what did they call it? A poop transplant. But they only do it for people who have C. diff in the hospital because it cures C. diff.
What's C. diff?
Just a bacteria in your gut.
And you usually get it only at the hospital when you're like
Yeah,
recovering from
like,
surgery or something.
Anytime
like that.
someone had C. diff when I worked at the hospital, you'd have to like
You'd have to-
Monsters Inc. it.
Yeah, you had to put like the yellow. You had to wear a full mask and gloves and a big yellow like gown thing.
Because it's like
Very
airborne,
yeah, and it's very
I think,
contagious.
or something.
So, but you cannot be prescribed this type of treatment unless you have C. diff. But this girl decided she wanted to try it because she wanted to be able to eat more foods. So
She started with her brother.
started with her
right?
brother and
Had her brother poo poo.
poop. And from what they showed on the TV, who knows if that's actually what they were doing, but it looked like they were just blending it with something. And then they had these like capsules and they were just wearing gloves and a mask. And they were filling capsules themselves with this poop. But the idea is like your biomes like have a lot to do with your gut health and your also like your brain health. And so her brother had a lot of acne. And so then she was taking like his poop, you know,
Say different words.
his fecal matter,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
and she started getting more acne. So then she decided to try. So his biomes were now in her body, so that's why she was developing acne. But then she didn't want acne, so she decided to try her fiance's poop.
Okay.
But he has depression, and so does she. So she said her depression got a lot worse when she was taking her fiance's.
Her fiance had depression.
Yes, so she decided she'd rather have acne, so she went back to her
Oh
brother.
my gosh.
So anyways, but the doctor said they don't recommend DIYing that type of treatment because you could get some diseases.
Yeah.
So anyways, I thought it was very interesting, and I wrote down a bunch of stuff to try and help Jaden, but who knows what'll help him at this point.
Okay, so you're just who knows? I'm a lost
You
cause.
need to eat more fiber. That's all I know.
Well, I'll have you know that I am having a professional go and look at my innards.
Yeah, he's getting a colonoscopy done. His second one, and he's only 30.
I drew a weird stick in my family. What the heck? Here's a question,
Okay.
Taylor.
Okay.
I come to you and I say, "Hey, bro, I need a favor."
Okay.
And you're like, "Sure, what do you need?" I say, "I need your poo-poo."
You need my poo poo? Like you want a piece of it to be tested or what?
I need it monthly so that I can take it like my daily vitamins.
What?
Where you been, man?
Yeah, were you not listening to that whole thing I just said,
was reading.
Taylor?
I was reading our show notes
Oh,
just to
well.
make sure I was ready for the upcoming segment. I'm sorry.
It's a poop transplant. You need it. He needs your biomes.
You can't have.
I can't have it.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I was. I'm gone.
He's like, what?
I was practicing reading these so that I don't
You're
mess them up.
prepping?
I was prepping.
All right, move on.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, good. Harry said I can have his, but will I start talking like you?
With a British accent? Yeah, if you're lucky, makes it.
Hello, mate.
Well, let's read some news since I'm prepped for this right now. Excuse me. In the news, unfollowing celebrities. The Blockout 2024 is an online movement where social media users are carrying out a digital boycott of famous celebrities, ranging from Hollywood actors to social media influencers, for their silence on Israel's war on Gaza, or in some cases, their purported support of the war.
Yeah, I've been following this.
It's been interesting to
It
see
has.
because there's people that are tracking all the people that unfollow. Have you seen those on TikTok?
The what?
Where they have a screen and it just shows the
Yeah,
followers
they'll be
going
like,
down.
today's
Yeah.
people were blocking because they say, let's say I don't follow Selena Gomez, but if she's running an ad campaign, it would still show up on my page. So they're saying to make the most impact, you need a block.
So would it even block them? Still block their ads though?
For sure, if they're running it through their page, yeah.
That's
If
interesting.
they're doing like a paid partnership.
But what if they have? So would you have to go and block their business page too, or just their?
Well, no, like a business will pay Selena to be like, here's this
Oh,
awesome
I see
bottle
what
on
you're
her
saying.
page and run it as an ad.
I see what you're saying. So
Through
it's
her
more so
page.
for the people that are sponsoring them.
Yeah. And like, I guess Kim K lost like 3 million followers.
That's what I had
and-
seen. But again, I mean, I understand, but is it really making that big of a difference? Because she literally has 360 million followers on Instagram. And you would need, I feel like, almost all of them to jump on board for that to make a huge difference
Well, it's
for
like
her.
I said to you, most of their followers are bots.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they're not even real people anyways. It's just fake accounts that they use to grow their page,
Yeah.
or like when they have a bad PR thing, they have these bots come in to like make it not seem as bad because all the comments are positive. And
Yeah, but
you
I don't
know.
know. I feel like every time I look at the Kardashians' comments, there's hardly any positive ones. So I feel like she just has a bunch of haters that follow her.
But it all kind of stemming from this one girl, Haley Bailey,
Yeah.
right? And she went to the Met Gala dressed as
Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette and did a little cutesy TikTok about like, let them eat cake.
Did she not hear about the Kellogg's thing?
What?
Well, Kellogg's kind of did a similar thing and said kind of like let them eat cereal basically, and people started
Oh yeah, they were like, oh, you can't afford
boycotting
food? Well,
Kellogg's.
you should eat more Kellogg's
Yeah, so
for
everyone
dinner.
was like, that's like let them eat cake, and so everyone started boycotting Kellogg's.
Yeah, because Marie Antoinette, everyone was starving in her country, and they brought that to her attention, and she like jokingly, "We'll let them eat cake."
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So
So either she didn't understand the history, or she was
you know,
being
all the
very
celebrities hate
insensitive.
her now
Yeah.
because she's like. And I saw this video. This guy's like, imagine being her PR team right now. Like,
Yeah.
we know that, any press is good press, but people are putting you in front of footage of like buildings being blown
Yeah.
up and like, because it is like eerie, just the
Contrast.
of like
They're paying
they're
what?
paying 75,000 just to attend.
Yeah.
Then one of them has a ice purse that was 25,000 that will melt,
Yeah.
completely made out of ice.
That's
And it's
ridiculous.
like, and then the contrast is these people in Gaza being bombed,
Yeah.
and like, or even just everyday Americans trying to like pay their bills,
Right.
And you're like, what the heck? The like separation of wealth is definitely insane right now.
Yeah.
And so she obviously had a ton of heat and was like, I should do a apology video.
Oh, I didn't see the apology video.
And she like finds the most basic corner of her house, beautiful, condo in New York.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm just like you. I'm just a normie freaking peasant
I
like
did
you.
see that part, and people were like, normal people don't pay $17,000 in rent.
And she put out there that she pays $17,000 a month
Yeah.
on rent.
Yeah.
And she's trying to say I'm just like you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not into this world, And it's just
but
like
she went to the Met Gala.
so dumb.
Yeah.
And that, I think, reiterated, like, these guys are so out of touch with just what reality is like for 99% of Americans, or people in the world.
Right.
Those in Gaza, Palestine, like, they're getting their houses blown up, family members are dying, and it's just hard, you know, because it's like, obviously you can care about two things at once, right? At the same time, it's like, yeah, I could care about fashion and those in Gaza, but I think it's the insensitivity to like, or maybe the lack of self-awareness of like, yeah, I'm out of touch. You know, like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
The lifestyle I live. But the fact that they keep trying to play this like, oh, what do you mean? We're just in the arts. We're just normies. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, wild.
So, yeah, I mean, hopefully we don't make one of those lists.
Yeah.
Like today, Jaden and Lindsay. Get
Well, I'm
'em.
surprised Taylor Swift, all the Swifties I've heard are jumping on board.
Really?
Well, some Swifties, maybe not all.
The great army has fallen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's cracks in the army.
Sheesh. Trouble in paradise.
Because I think Kim was number one on the list, and it was either Taylor Swift or Kim, but one was number one and the other one was number two on the list.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. I wonder if the next Met Gala, if celebrities are going to kind of be like, ooh.
Well, I also
Nobody
read
goes.
I
know,
also
they're
read
like,
that the celebrities were complaining about the influencers coming, basically saying like they're not the same type of celebrity as them.
oh, yuck.
So that's why there were like hardly any TikTokers or influencers at the Met Gala.
Gross.
Yeah, I think Hailey Bailey might have been the only one.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say I feel bad for him, but
Yeah,
they'll be all right.
yeah.
I just love living our normal life in our normal world, making an honest wage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that lately. I can't wait to just have a normal life, hopefully make some money, buy a
I
home,
know.
you know, a car,
Yeah.
It's that
go on
like
vacations.
that
have
like
a-
1950s dream.
Yeah, back then they just wanted to watch TV and make babies, and that's what I want to do.
You're speaking my
eventually.
language.
After the war in 1950, everyone
Yes.
just wanted to come home
They wanted just that
and
white
just
picket
watch
fence.
TV
Yeah,
and have kids.
I know.
That's all I want.
I was thinking about that, like the whole hustle
The
culture
kids
thing.
part later. TV part
still
now.
undecided.
I'll just have cats.
Yeah, yeah. I always think that. I'm like, it's funny you brought that up. Literally the other day, I'm like, I don't resonate when I hear people be like, "Go hustle." You got to get your private jet. You got to, your big house, big investments. It's like, that doesn't even appeal to me. I'm like, I just want to just live my life.
Yeah.
My quiet
Just
life
live
here.
comfortably, just be able to buy,
You know.
what you need.
Yeah, as long as I can pay my bills,
Yeah.
save, and give Fletch a good future, which now is asking a lot.
I know,
You know?
seriously.
But it's like, I think people are pushed to like, you got to become a millionaire in this and that. And it's just, I don't know. The wealth right now is interesting, and the economy is making it even more interesting.
Well, next piece of news.
Yeah.
We got Belle Delphine lost money. I think that's how you say her name.
Don't know.
Never heard.
One of the internet's most popular adult content creators says PayPal fined her more than $90,000 after she went viral for selling a non-traditional personal item, water she had bathed in. Quote, "Not only did I not earn any money selling my bath water, in fact, I lost money doing it," end quote. She continued, quote,
You're doing great.
PayPal, without any warning, closed my PayPal account and then took the $90,000 that I earned from selling my bath water.
What?
There was nothing I could do. I tried phoning them up and they just said, "Sorry, nothing we can do."
Wow.
Bizarre.
I'd be mad too.
There's layers to this. First, who's buying bath
That's
water?
what I'm saying. Remember our feet pick conversation?
I
People
know,
buy
but
that stuff.
it's not like she was just a normie
I
selling
know.
bath
You have to have
water.
like a lot of followers.
You need to watch Saltburn
I've never seen it.
Okay.
and you'll understand. People are into the bath water.
I know. I'm wondering, like, what does one do with such bath water?
I don't know, because I've seen like girls
You
on
know?
TikTok. I don't know. They'll like post like they have like sent their nail clippings or like just like random stuff like their shavings from their heels. Yeah, and like people
If
will
someone
buy
send me
that
that, I'm
stuff.
suing them.
Meg, do you want my toenail clippings?
That is so gross.
But there's weird people out there
There's
that want that
weirdos,
stuff.
man. So that's number one. Number two.
But you know what? It's always men because I don't see men trying to sell that to women. Just so we're clear.
Okay, I'm gonna trim my chest hair, and you can have it. It's so all yours. That's
But-
the first thing.
I would be pissed. Can I say pissed?
Sure.
I'd be pissed at PayPal if they took $90,000.
Well, something similar just happened to us.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we were using Stripe as our payment. That's how we send our invoices to our marketing clients, right? And we've never had a chargeback. We've never had a return, nothing, right? Our account's in great standings. We've used them forever with Rightly Royce. And
Yeah.
like out of nowhere, right before we're sending our invoices, they send me an email saying, hey, we are going to withhold 25% of all future transactions until like July.
You know what? I bet you it's a Ponzi scheme. That's what it sounds like. They need money.
What?
They're trying to
Stripe?
take your money to pay somebody else, and then they'll pay you back when they get money from somebody else.
I don't know. So we were like, a quarter of the business. What business has
Someone
a
should
quarter?
look into it. I bet you it's a Ponzi scheme.
Okay, let me finish my
Okay,
thought.
go ahead.
A quarter. I don't know a business that can give up a quarter of their earnings and be okay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like most businesses, that's their entire margin,
right.
right? So we found a different one. I've also heard stories about them doing similar things, but yeah, it's crazy that they can just withhold your money.
Your money that people paid you for.
You know, and they say, well, it's to protect us from chargebacks. And it's like, that would
You've
be
never
fine
had
if
a
we had a
chargeback.
chargeback and there wasn't enough funds to cover it. Then you could be like, okay, we need to do this as a reserve.
Right.
But and they said they did a random like survey or
I
something.
bet they do that to everybody.
And that's what I've read too, is it's like almost everybody that's going to end up happening to them.
But it sounds like, so are they just holding her money or did they just take, it sounds like they closed her account and took the money.
I bet they closed her account and refunded all the money to the people, but she had already sent the bathwater, you know?
That's some expensive
Because it'd be like us. If
bathwater.
we did all of our service for a client
Right.
and then they withhold it still, it's like,
Well, I
what's
bet
going
they're
on
kind
here?
of
We
out of
already
money.
did-
I
huh?
bet you they need money because, you know, the economy's kind of crazy right now. So I bet you they're taking people's
Your
money.
conspiracies right
I'm
now.
just telling you. Remember that bank that just went out of business? It seems like that's what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But, sorry, what's her name?
Bell.
Sorry, Belle. Maybe next time. Don't use Stripe though. They'll do the same thing
Yeah.
to you.
Bad Stripe.
Yeah.
All right, one more piece of news here. We've been covering this as journalists on our podcast.
Welcome to KSL Wardito.
So, Boeing, we've been covering them.
Oh no.
Boeing.
Boeing had another whistleblower and narrowly avoided a disaster. Former quality auditor at Boeing supplier Spirit Aerosystems, who turned whistleblower, has died after a sudden illness, his family announced on Tuesday. Dean is the second Boeing whistleblower. I'm sorry I laughed because Jaden's dad's name is Dean. And we love him.
Oh, Dino.
Dean is the second Sorry. Dean is the second Boeing whistleblower to die suddenly after John Barnett was found dead less than 2 months ago. According to South Carolina authorities, Barnett died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Dean's death is likely to draw attention to Boeing, which has been under increased scrutiny from the regulators and airlines since an emergency door blew off of a Boeing 737 MAX in midair in January after it took off from Portland International Airport. Dun, dun, dun.
Seems a little fishy. Is someone looking into this, or what's going on?
I don't know. I keep seeing people in the comments being like, look out for that sniper glare or something.
What? Oh.
I don't
Like
know.
the-
I don't know if
Window?
that's like a Call of Duty reference or something.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
because like in
Or
Fortnite,
Fortnite. That's what it is.
and Call of Duty too, you can see a little shiny glare.
Yeah, they keep saying everyone needs to keep their eyes out for.
I think I'd be
A
scared to be
sniper
working for
glare.
Boeing right now.
That is crazy,
That is a strange coincidence.
right?
Both
The two people.
yes, both blew the whistle.
And then they die.
Yeah.
I'm never blowing a whistle.
Don't you dare.
I'm not trying to die. I just want that picket fence. I want to watch
Watch
TV.
TV. I'm not looking to get a
I
dart
just want to.
in my neck.
Just want to relax. All right, you guys can trust me.
Because you know the government, not to get all tinfoily, the government has something they can shoot that dissolves in you and is untraceable that kills you.
Bob
You
Marley.
think?
I know.
Me and my mom were actually having this conversation because we were talking about Oppenheimer and the atomic bomb
Okay.
and just how secretive that was. And they went to the middle of nowhere to build it. And then all of a sudden this bomb just goes off and only the people that knew it was going on knew about it, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
But it just made me think about what else is being kept from us that we have no idea what's happening right
I
now.
bet so much.
so much. So
My mom said her
much.
uncle worked for Boeing again, and she had to keep
Careful.
he had to keep
We don't
so
want
many. Well,
Unc
he's
to
like
get
he's really
sniper
he's
glared.
getting way up there in years, and he's got Alzheimer's, so
He might
he
start
doesn't
dropping-
remember anything.
What if he remembers and starts whistleblowing on accident?
Well, I don't know his name, so
The nurses are like, we got to get the news in here. And then
Nurse
it
is like,
becomes-
oh yeah, grab the guy in the suit.
But I almost wonder if that almost caused his Alzheimer's because he had to keep so many secrets that,
Oh.
like,
They gave him Alzheimer's.
yeah.
Boeing injected him with Alzheimer's.
They abducted him.
Probably so he wouldn't spill any of the secrets.
Someone's got to stop.
Hey
them.
man, I don't know anything. Just so everyone knows.
Forget the Met Gala celebrities. We gotta find these Boeing people. They're the real villains here.
Well, that was the news.
Yeah, that was fun.
Let's play our favorite game. We're not really strangers.
Do we have a song
Alright.
for this too or not?
We're not really strange.
Taylor does.
We're not all that strangers.
I know. I wonder if the people want more.
You want more songs? Comment below now.
Comment below if you want more jingles, because I like the jingles. All right, first one. Ooh.
Oh.
What are you currently working through that I don't see, if anything?
What? What's the if anything mean?
If there's
Just to give you an out.
Oh, if I'm if there's anything.
Yeah. What are you working through,
I feel like
Linz,
I'm constantly working through
that I don't see? And
Well, I feel like I'm constantly just working through depression, and it's not like every day, but some days are just harder than others. But I don't want to say anything, because I
Linz,
just.
no, you need to say something.
But I feel like the summer's coming. I'm feeling so much better. I've gone outside almost every day, so I feel like I made it through
You did
what
it.
I was working through. The winters are hard, okay?
I know Lindsay the other day's like, you know what I've been thinking about? I'm like, what? We need a winter home.
Yes,
I'm like, what?
yes, so I could get out of this place that makes me sad in the winter.
I like the winter.
I know, but I went to my parents' house. When was that? Back in April. It was cold here. It was so nice there. It was so nice to just go
I
there
get
and
it.
get out of the cold and cloudy
Well,
weather.
I'm glad you made it all the
Yeah.
way through the winter.
Yeah, what about you?
What am I currently working through that you don't see? I think I'm feeling a little disappointed
In?
myself.
Why?
Because I was always talking about it. But, like, I just want to go and get liposuction.
Jaden, I feel like you've still been doing pretty well with your diet, even though you haven't really been going to the gym. Plus, you got sick.
I know. But then if I start working out, I'm just going to get sick again.
Yes, and then it's just a cycle.
I know. I'm sick of it, man. And that's why I'm most frustrated.
Well, how can I help?
Sign me up for lipo. I need a mommy makeover. I don't know. I feel like we need to finish the basement.
So we can have a gym down there?
So I can remove all the barriers.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I'll get a trainer to come.
Yeah.
You know?
That sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Before we get too sad.
You're doing great, man.
I know. I'm just sad with myself because I'm like, I feel like I'm so disciplined in every other area.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, bang, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's very true.
Comes so easy. And then when it comes to that, I'm just like, what is wrong with me? I can't break it. You know?
Can't break them chains.
Them chains be holding me down. And I needed something. I don't know. I was like, do I need to get on testosterone? Should I take steroids at the weekends? Like, what do I need to do here?
Well, we tried. What was the shot you took? A B12 or something?
No, that was testosterone.
Yeah, we took it once and never took it again.
You could try semaglutide.
I know, but my tummy already is bad.
Yeah, that's true. It might have...
Semaglutide made my tummy awesome.
Oh, really? We could talk to somebody about it, maybe.
I need someone. That's what I need. I need go into the woods and find a shaman to tell me what I should do next.
He'll just tell you to take like ketamine or something.
Cool. I don't know. I need something.
Ketamine would
Maybe
be cool.
I go to ketamine and they're like, go to the place you want to go to, right? And I just picture myself as like Schwarzenegger.
Is that
and
how
then I'll
it
be
works?
fixed.
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. What did you learn to not take personally with me?
Ugh. Gross.
Gross.
Okay, so I was on Reddit.
Oh my gosh. I was cracking up last night.
And it's like, tell me here. I actually screenshot it. I screenshotted it because it was so funny.
They called me out.
Hold on. Okay, it says, at what moment, it was like the Reddit Ask subreddit. You know what I'm talking about, Taylor?
Ask Reddit?
I don't know. r/ASK.
Yeah, that's just ask. I think you can just ask anything.
And I was scrolling through and I'm like, huh. And it's like, at what moment did you realize you married the wrong person?
The top
And I like
comment.
reading them to see, like, what's the deal breaker for people, you know? And it's like, married or divorced or soon to be, what moment did you realize you married the wrong person? And I open up and the top comment with like 4,000 upvotes, it says, on our honeymoon, I got sunstroke. And he said, thanks for ruining my effing vacation. And the first time, we've told this story, but the first time I went to Pal,
Jane got sunburned.
I got very sunburned.
And I got mad.
And she came up and said, you're ruining my vacation. Those exact words.
I was cracking up last night.
I'm like, huh, that's interesting. And the follow-up comment is like, what, they can't deal with their partner being sick and having a legitimate need for attention? And I said, man, this is the Reddit
Which
for me.
we've already, like, both therapists that came on both said, I just need to acknowledge and give you the attention that you're looking
that
for.
I need.
And that's fine.
You know, that speaks to me as well. I was mean to Meg the other day.
Let's hear about it.
Meg gets car sick very easily. And
rough.
I was driving fast because she was going to drop me off at the golf course.
Okay.
And then she was going to drive home, and my buddy was going to take me home. And I was driving aggressively, which I don't always do.
Yeah.
And Meg got a little car sick. And I told her that she was going to be okay because she gets car sick a lot, and she's never actually thrown up from the car sickness.
That's
And
hurtful,
it was
man.
rude. It was rude.
I know. And Lindsay would be like, you didn't even have to come.
I did that to Jaden one time because, he
One
gets
time, that's your go-to.
he gets sick, very easily with food, and we went to Cheesecake Factory. And Jaden wanted to go there, and so my excuse was, well, you knew that we were going to Cheesecake Factory, but we were supposed to go to a escape room afterwards, and Jaden was too
I'm
sick.
literally on the toilet.
I'm like, Jaden, we need to go.
going through it, and Lindsay just opens the door and is like, are we going or what?
So we show up, and it was just me and Jaden and two other people. And Jaden was just gonna drop us off. But luckily, his friend was very nice and
Luckily for you.
and for me, yes, and asked the lady if
I
we
was
could
so mad
reschedule
at
for the
you.
next day.
I'm still mad at you about that. Why'd you bring that up?
Well, his story reminded me of that story.
So
I'm just-
Lindsay,
I am very.
Lindsay.
My sympathy with that kind of stuff just is lacking, and I need to do better about it.
Thank
Me
you.
too, Lindsay.
That's step one. Acknowledge.
Thank you. But is that what?
Yeah. I have to be like, oh, I guess I'll just start punching myself or do some. I'll poop my undies.
And Meg needs to throw up.
And Meg
in
just
order-
needs to throw
in
up
order
on
for-
you.
Yeah.
order for me to-
Am I fine?
So that's what you need to learn to not take so personally, is my lack of sympathy or what?
Give me this. All right, Linz. What did you learn to not take personally with me?
Jaden reacts very impulsively when things happen, and his first impulse is to say, Lindsay or babe, so he makes me feel like it's my fault that whatever, like something could fall over there. And
Yeah,
Jaden
and
will
I
be
go
like,
like,
Lindsay.
oh, Lindsay.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I didn't do anything, and so he makes me feel like
But I'm
I
not
did it
saying
on
you
purpose.
did it. I'm just being like, oh, look.
Yeah, but you say my name every time, like
Yeah.
I've done something wrong.
Oh, Linz.
And so I've had to learn to not take that so personally, because every time I'm like, I didn't do that.
And I say, I know. I know you did. I'm just saying, like, that's my way of being like, whoa.
Yeah, but you
Or, oh
say
my
it in a way
gosh.
that like I've done something horribly wrong.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to record it one time so everyone can see.
Okay.
It's like, Lance. I'm like, what? I didn't do anything.
All right. Anyways,
That's it.
great. Wow, look at us connecting.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Working on
It
ourselves.
was a rough round.
Yeah, it was.
All right, you guys. Good job, everybody. We're going to read this week's submission.
Okay, can I tee it up?
Tee it up.
And then have
man.
you read it?
Yeah.
This person, I love you.
You know them?
I do.
Oh,
And you do.
I thought they were anonymous.
Okay, this one's not a submission.
It's a
It was a DM I got.
Okay, yes, I know where this
That
is
we
going.
were talking about.
Yes.
And this isn't to dig at them.
Yeah.
This is more to open the conversation.
Right.
You know, because I felt like I couldn't over DM express myself.
Right.
You know. So with that being said, we're not going to say their name though.
Yes.
Lindsay.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I'll bleep you out, Lindsay.
We'll bleep it. It's going to sound like you said a bad word. So yeah, just wanted to tee that up.
All right. Here goes. I personally feel that Fletcher should be given the same opportunity. Should we pause?
Yeah,
and
maybe you should go over what this was
from
in response to.
This is in response to what did you say last week?
Okay, so we talked to Dr. Julie Hanks about I'm worried about Fletcher growing up, not a member
in Utah.
in Utah. Okay, and in response to that, this is what.
And you
But
talked
Jaden-
about your
yes,
dad and
yeah,
on your
things
stories.
Like that.
Yeah.
yeah, I just shared how I grew up and stuff, and like, And then I even wrote, I think, a little bit more context on our story, my personal story, being like, you know, I appreciate everyone, and like, this is just how I feel. This is where I'm at.
Right.
And then I got this DM.
But you also got other DMs, a lot of other DMs.
A lot.
Saying like, this was my experience as a non-member in Utah, and it was horrible, basically.
It was rough. Yeah, I had this girl I went to school with, and she said that, like, I grew up here, not a member, I'm one of those.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I hope I never, like, made you feel less than because you weren't a member of the church. And she was like, oh, no, like, you made me feel very welcome. It was just mostly, like, the girls that were in our grade that made it really hard on me.
Yeah.
So, with all that said, this is the DM I got.
Here's the DM.
Yep.
I personally feel that Fletcher should still be given the same opportunity to accept or reject the gospel in his life. Despite the fact that your dad is inactive and has probably been inactive most of your life, he still gave you the same opportunity. It kills me to see you guys leave the church. You have an eternal family. Don't lose sight of that. I hope you can find your way back someday. The gospel is true, and I know that you know it's true because I've personally heard you bear witness of that. None of us are perfect, myself especially, but I know that it would be even more difficult without the gospel in my life.
Should we take it step by step?
Yeah,
So the first thing he hits on is
Fletcher should have the same
Fletcher should be given the same opportunity to accept or reject the gospel, right?
Which I am fine with. If he decides later on in life, don't come for me, but I just feel like 8 years old isn't really old enough to make that big of a decision where you're deciding whether you're going to be a member of this church that apparently will give you eternal life or not. I just don't think an 8-year-old really makes that decision themselves on their own.
Yeah, because kids are a product of their parents.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, there's a reason that, you know, I wasn't a member of the church just out of like my decision.
Right.
Like, my parents were both baptized in the church, and my mom was active.
And you
when I
lived
was a
in
kid.
Utah, and all your friends were baptized
so it was
around the
like,
same time.
It wasn't that I like made this big decision as an 8-year-old, right? Like, to get baptized.
Yeah, it's just what you do. Like,
so it's just what you
meeting
do.
with the bishop when you're 8 is just a formality.
Yes.
Your mom's already planning your baptism.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't like the Denver Broncos because I had this revelation. I liked it because my dad liked it.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
that's as simple as a kid's brain is, right? It's like, oh, my dad likes the Broncos? Cool. I think that's my team now. You know, it's like, and that's just a product of your parents influence you. Right? But I think it looks like you're not wearing pants. Sorry.
You can see it from this side.
Pants are visual in the camera.
Just from my
Got,
angle, it looked
very
funny.
distracted.
Continuing.
Dang, bro. Chill out.
I know. Okay. But at the same time, it's like, if Fletcher knows the things that Lindsay knows, I don't know if he'd want to join.
Right, and that's my thing. It's like,
and she's not going to hold back.
No, I'll let him know the things that I've learned. And if he still decides that that's something he wants to do in his life that will help him be a better person, then go right ahead. But it won't be when he's 8. It'll be when he's an adult and can make those decisions himself.
Correct. Because...
And can I just jump in?
Yeah.
And knowing you guys, you would support him fully.
Right.
If he was 12 and he said, all my friends are doing this, I want to learn about it, and you'd probably invite the missionaries over, you'd tell him what you know on both sides, and if he wanted to when he was a little older, you guys would, I'm sure you'd go with him. Like,
but I think that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Is if, let's say his son comes to him and said, Dad, it's not true. Joseph Smith's not a prophet. The Book of Mormon's not true. Do you think he would be like, oh, well, do what you want, son?
Yeah.
No, it'd be like, get your butt to church.
Yeah.
And this, I'm not directing this at you. I'm just saying in general, it's like, yeah, but you have to look at it the flip side,
Right.
Are you going to freely let your kids leave the church?
Yeah, because you have to give them the same opportunity to like choose.
Also reject
Because if he's
it,
8 and he
right?
says, I don't want to get baptized, are you going to allow that to happen? Because that's the same thing you're saying that we should give Fletcher the
Correct. So
opportunity.
I think it's a little bit of like,
yeah.
that's cool and all, right?
Right.
Because the same people most of the time would be like up in arms about the gender with kids.
Right.
Them transitioning.
Right.
Right? But they're also saying they're smart enough to make a decision about
Right. It's
religion.
a good point.
But
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
That's
I've
a
just
good
been
point.
thinking about that
Yeah.
of like, I think you're giving a little bit too
Yes.
much credit to an 8-year-old
Right.
deciding whether or not they want to be Mormon.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Next point is despite the fact that your dad's inactive most likely, he gave you the same opportunity. Whatever. We already
Yeah.
covered that. It kills me to see you guys leave the church.
This is the thing that I try so hard to let people know. Like, when you're in the church, you view people leaving as this devastating
They
thing.
die
They
spiritually.
died spiritually. Like, they're these sad, dark, lonely people that don't have the truth anymore. But it's like, I do not feel that way. I do not
Yeah.
feel sad about leaving the church. I don't feel like I'm in this dark place, like I don't have the light anymore. Like, and that's just hard to get through to these people that like, I am happy, whether you like to believe it or not.
Because imagine I was like, dude, you're so stupid for being in the church.
Yeah.
Man, I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty much what you're saying.
Right.
It's like, oh, you've made a huge mistake here.
Right.
Bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you don't know that. There's people way happier
Right.
that have never even heard of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I think saying that phrase especially is like, it kills me or it really hurts me to see you leave the church when you don't know what that's
Right.
done for us.
Yeah.
Right? Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. You have an eternal family. Don't lose sight of that. I hope you can find your way back someday. Let me tell you, this is the exact reason we left. Was this notion of every day we had to fight to believe that we were going to see our son again.
Yeah.
That's no longer with us.
Right.
Right? Like, that's what broke the camel's back is like
The
that
teaching of
pressure.
eternal families is what made me try so hard, and I feel like caused my depression almost, because I was trying so hard and I wasn't seeing any sort of relief from the pain I was feeling
Yeah.
for doing all the right things. And it was all in the name of trying to keep my eternal family. And I'm no longer in the church, but I still believe, like, whether you're in the church, out of the church, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I still believe that I will see Royce again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to try so hard to reach that goal.
Well, and it's really easy for someone, and I don't know this person's situation, but it's easy when you're in the church and the only grief you've ever dealt with is like grandpa. Like, that's obviously very sad, but you're,
Yeah.
you know, when you're
But that's
a kid,
inevitable.
you're with your mom, you're
Yeah.
like, they're like, we're going to see grandpa again one day. But when it's like your son, my mom, it's a lot more real and really puts that in
Yeah.
perspective outside of
Right.
my aunt who was 60
Yeah.
years old, my grandpa was 89, you know, it's very different. And that's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to swallow. I don't even drink coffee. I don't drink alcohol. But just the thought of, like, after Royce died, like, if I drink coffee and I am not temple worthy, meaning I'm not celestial or heaven worthy, right? Then that means I won't see my son again.
Right.
Or I won't be with him for eternity. That is where God drew the line. Mm-hmm. Was like, to me, it just doesn't ring true.
Right.
And like, we've had discussions with like active members and they're like, well, that's not, God wouldn't keep you from your family if you're drinking coffee. But it's
Well,
like, but
that's
that is
the rule.
that's the rule.
Yeah.
That's where the line's been drawn.
Yeah.
Right. And like Lindsay said, I'm going to see Royce again.
Yeah.
You know, and like,
And people that have never even heard of Mormonism believe that as well.
yeah. And I think I've said it, like, if there's a God above that would keep me from Royce because I drink coffee, it's not a God I care for.
Right.
Right? Like, that's not a God I want to worship and fear and, you know, so.
But slim chance will come back, so sorry about that.
And then he ends with, the gospel is true, and I know that you know it's true because I've personally heard you bear witness of that.
Yes, and I've heard that before. Like, people have said, oh, well, you had such a strong testimony. And it's like, yes, I did, because I believed it to my core at one point. But obviously your beliefs can change, and I learned some new information that really changed my opinion and made me think that maybe I didn't know everything that I was being taught. And so I no longer have that testimony that I once had. And we're talking very bluntly, but people talk to us very bluntly about this type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and again, do you.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, right? It's like, because I used to even say it all the time, like, these freaking anti-Mormons would just, like, stick to themselves. Why are they trying to, like, convert people away from the church,
Yeah.
right? But it's like, now I'm seeing the flip side of, like, why do we even have to get messages like this?
Right.
Like, what is that doing to you?
Yeah.
Right? And I think the notion of, like, once, if you believe once, you know it's true,
Yeah.
right? It's not true. We're complicated beings.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I believe Santa Claus was real and
Yeah.
would declare to my third grade class, I know he's real. You know, it's like, yeah, like with new information comes new enlightenment.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, I think that like stigma of like, well, you baptize people and you did this is hard.
Yeah.
You know, to like, and it's just rash.
Yes.
You know, like, what are you trying to, is that a dig of
Yeah.
like, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and I just think, yeah, we're complicated beings and like people change, opinions change a ton, right? Like my opinions on almost everything has changed,
Yeah.
right? And I think for the better, right? And I also want to put out there, like, this doesn't diminish the experiences that I had
Right.
inside the church, as far as like, my mission still to me is very awesome.
Yeah, you talk
and,
about it
like,
all the time still.
still so grateful. The relationships I built there, the experiences I had, just even like I admire that young man that believed with such conviction to go do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I respect
Yeah.
the younger Jaden that was like, I'm going to go do something that doesn't really benefit me as far as like, I'm not furthering my career or getting an education. I'm just purely going because I just believed in something. That's admirable.
Right.
Right. So like, I don't want to poo poo on like,
Right. Also, it's just like I was in his position, you know. It was sad to see.
I've sent these same messages.
Right. It's sad when you're in it and you believe it so much. It is sad to see people leave the church, but being on the other side, it's like you really don't know what you're talking about, you know, when you're telling these people this stuff, because you have no idea what their experience was with the church, why they left, like how they're doing now. Like you have no idea. And so it's like they could be better off. You just don't know. So sorry if I ever sent a message like that.
I want to add a note to that. I feel like Meg and I have had a bunch of experiences where people say something along these lines of, I've been on the other side and I know my life is better with it. And to that, I always think, okay, you must not have learned new information, how you just said, Jaden, about further enlightenment. They must think that I'm just doing this to sin, to drink, to whatever it is.
Yeah, there's some alter like motive. Right?
When, you know, if you were on the other side and actually learned the new things, then you might not be saying this to me. Because
Totally.
for me, I just, I can't see how I can just unlearn the things I've learned and the feelings I've had
Yeah.
now that I've seen both sides.
Right.
Yeah. Totally agree, dude. Like, and I think it even goes with the very last sentence of like, but I know that it would have been even more difficult without the gospel in my life. And I can say life was way more difficult those last few years that we were still trying to like go to church.
Yeah.
You know, like just it wasn't benefiting us anymore.
Yeah.
You know, the benefit, like I use this phrase all the time of like I would go to church with like a 5-gallon bucket needing that to be filled, right? And I would leave with like a drop, right? It just wasn't giving me what I needed, right? At all. And that's, some people say, well, you didn't go with an earnest heart or that. No, I trust me, life was much more simple believing.
Yeah.
Much more simple, right? Because they tell you, this is
Exactly
the belief,
what
this
to
is true,
believe,
this is not true. Simple, right? But again, it just wasn't doing it anymore. And like, you know, I've had people ask me like, well, why did you leave, right? And I don't have to get into details, but for me, it was as simple as when I prayed about the Book of Mormon, I prayed about going to church and I got my answer. And I don't know how anyone can deny that, right? Because
that's how you also...
that's how I gained my testimony, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I gained a new testimony through the same avenue, right? And I just hope that, and the reason we even wanted to talk about this again is like, whoever sent this, if you are listening, I love you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not...
And we get you're coming from a place of love and you feel
That's the
like
thing,
you're doing
yeah.
your part as a member to like call us out basically, but to us it's not as helpful as you think it is.
Yeah, we just wanted to help people realize like those messages don't help. It's not planting a mustard seed that you're hoping it plants, that grows and gets us back to church. Like, if anything, it makes us dig our heels in.
Yeah.
Right? And like, be like, no, this is bullcrap. Like, I don't come and tell you how to live.
Right.
Right? And I don't come and say, oh man, I really wish you would, you know, do this more or do that less. It's like, no, everyone's just living their life, you know? And like, I think I said it on the other podcast of like, we're all just walking each other home. You know, we're all going to the grave, right? And we're all just walking each other there. And I think me approaching life in that way more than crying repentance or calling people to the church has benefited me greatly with my relationships.
Yep.
You know,
I agree.
So, anything else on that?
I don't have anything.
Okay. We love everybody.
Yeah.
We love you. I hope you guys love us.
Yeah.
You know, and like, this is just where we're at.
Yep.
Right. And right now, this is what's working for us the best. Like, I would say, like, man, it was hard.
Yeah. Very hard.
It was hard. And I used to be like, oh man, was I not strong enough or whatever, you know? But like, I've just realized that in life, there's things you got to let go of. And a lot of times when you do, it does serve you.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right.
Okay, last segment, you guys.
Settle our debate. It's time to take a side. Share your thoughts, no need to hide. Settle our
All right.
debate. Let's hear your voice.
That song's good, man.
I love that song.
That song. Woo-wee. Makes me want to get my boots on. Look at my farm animals.
We
And-
don't have.
Yeah, you got horses out back.
Yeah, what do you mean? We do live on a farm. We just
Give 'em
can't
some
access
carrots
it.
every now and again.
This week's debate is, should them boys, lift the toilet or...
The seat. Lift the toilet seat up.
Yes.
Yeah, lift the whole toilet.
Yes. Or is it okay just to wipe it down?
So pee with the toilet seat down and wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, pee with the toilet seat down and just clean it after you pee.
Clean it.
I will say, Jaden and I have never gotten in an argument over leaving the toilet seat down, putting it back down, because Jaden just leaves it down and then he wipes it after.
Like a good boy.
I'm really holding myself back right now.
No, that's the whole point. Didn't you hear the song?
It's
your time to make a choice.
Your podcast, though. I don't want to. I just think this is a wild debate.
Why?
To be having. Usually, the debate is should men be putting it up and down.
I know, but we're not just anybody.
Right?
Here's my theory, okay? I have never lifted the toilet seat
Jaden made a great
and
point.
then peed because I don't want to touch the under of the seat.
If you know Jaden, if you've listened long enough, you know that Jaden does not like public restrooms because they are disgusting.
No.
So the fact that he doesn't, like, it makes sense that he doesn't want to even touch the toilet seat, but he's nice enough to wipe it afterwards.
Yes. Because everyone knows it's nasty under that seat. It's got like dry pee-pee, little poo-poo splash. There's a lot of toilet talk this episode. And you can't even see.
Yeah,
You're just
you can't
touching
see.
blindly. There could be a spider.
That's a good point.
A poo spider.
Poo spider.
Because I have to take Fletch to the bathroom now, and I am like grossed out when I have to touch the
I
toilet seat.
know. It's gross. And so my theory is I have good aim and I pee. And a lot of the times what gets on the seat is the backsplash. Ladies, let me tell you. It's not really your like pee stream hits the seat. It's your pee hits the water and the water catches a little ricochet.
It's a mixture.
Comes back up.
You don't know if that splash is mixed or if it's just water or if it's just
We
pee.
don't know. But all I do know is I nicely, if that happens, little pee-pee, will get the toilet paper and wipe the seat down. Okay? And if it's real bad and I'm like, I have bad aim that day, earthquake or something, sometimes I'll put soap on the toilet paper and wipe the seat.
Yes, and
with the
I've never,
soap and the toilet
I've never
paper.
noticed like a dirty seat.
Yeah, have you ever?
No. And I will say I've never fallen in the toilet because I don't have to worry about whether the toilet seat is down or not.
All right, Taylor. We agree. So you have to be the devil's advocate or somebody.
I have never peed with the toilet seat down. That is crazy to me. But I was raised by women, single mom and my sister.
Yes.
So from a young age, I was commanded, you put that GD seat back down.
You put it down.
Meg and I have never had an issue.
Do you think the wipe is fine though?
Oh, if there's ever splashy on the rim with the seat
because
up,
you still have, even with the seat up, you still.
sometimes you still get some splashy. And
Yeah,
I
so
will
what's the
always do
difference?
that.
What's the difference then?
Dude, you're
Whether
doing
it's up or
double
down?
duty, man.
I'm not doing double duty.
I just don't even want to touch it.
Jaden's just really
Unless I have, like-
if he has to go to the bathroom, like he really has to go to the bathroom and he'll go in a public restroom, all of a sudden he doesn't have to go anymore. That's how
Why don't
grossed
you just
out he
lay
gets.
some groundwork? Toilet paper on the seat. Toilet paper on the seat. That's groundwork. And then it's okay. And then you can sit down on it and do your business.
Oh, I don't know. I just.
Like, we'll be in Salt Lake and Jaden is about to poop his pants, but we have to drive all the way home because he will not go in a public restroom. No, he's never. Well, he's gone in a public restroom. but
We've seen some rough public restrooms in Salt Lake at the bars.
Don't talk about it,
we went to a bar a few weeks ago that was all gender restroom, and there was only 2 toilets in there.
Gross.
It was intense. And
Yeah, I remember one time
and
we
the
were at-
line was long.
we were at City Creek and Jaden's like, I really think I have to use the public restroom. So he goes in there. I waited. He comes out. He's like, I didn't go. I couldn't do it. So then we have to drive home.
There's times I'll walk in the bathroom and I'm just doing this stare. And I'm like, can I do this? Yeah, I go.
Oh my gosh. Don't be a baby. The pioneers had to poo in the dirt, bro.
Dude, it's gross,
You
man.
can go to the bathroom.
Because you go into the stall and there's like pee on the ground. So I'm like, my pants are going to touch that.
Why are your pants touching the floor?
Because they're baggy. And then
Leave
my
them up
shoes,
around your knees.
even my shoes will step in the pee-pee.
That's why
then-
we wear shoes.
And then
we
I
wear
look on
shoes.
on the toilet seat and the dude's wee-wee pee-peed on the front of the toilet seat.
Give it a wipe.
Someone
Else's,
pee?
bro.
Yeah, you got to.
And then I see like curlies on the seat.
Get a
It's
shiz
true.
ton of toilet.
It's true.
Paper, pull. Big handful. Wipe.
So
Go.
then I have to ask myself, do I really need to go?
Yeah.
You know? And then I have to touch the door on the way
But
out.
to
Then
me,
wash your
I guess if
hands.
you already have to wipe it, if the toilet seat's up, why not just leave it down? Because you already have to wipe it.
That's a good point. I don't know. Put in the comments.
I do know.
No. I know that you know. Okay. So. Sorry. What? Okay, put in the comments. Lift up the toilet seat or wipey.
Yeah, just keep it down.
Just keep her down. Okay? I have to know. All right. That's it, y'all. That's another week. This episode's kind of crazy.
I know, it was kind of
You
crazy.
think we're okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, we're okay. And if you haven't already, subscribe.
Subscribe.
It's crazy how many people. It's still like 80% of our watchers aren't subscribed.
Come on, man.
I know, 80%.
Subscribe.
So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment. Comment, toilet seat, up, down, wipe, whatever you want to put. Okay?
Yeah, how do you operate in your home with your significant other?
Yes, I have to know. All right. Until next week, we love you. We appreciate you. And we hope you have a wonderful weekend and that you're able to relax. And until next Friday, bye-bye now.
Here on between us, Jaden and Lindsay, they spill the tea. Laughter, tears, unscripted reality.
If you enjoyed this episode of Between Us, be sure to check out this other episode that we think you will also like.
And be sure to subscribe so that you can see all of our videos.